In the realm of economic discourse, the staggering reality of the United States' national debt looms large, with figures reaching a monumental $33.7 trillion and counting. As the Treasury issues millions in new debt to tackle a growing deficit, the concern over this financial burden becomes a focal point. However, amidst the complex landscape of national debt, there exists a prevalent misconception that it is a matter distant from the lives of ordinary citizens. Some argue that it's not their concern, while others dismiss the notion that the U.S. will ever have to repay such a colossal sum. This prevailing sentiment stems from a lack of familiarity with the intricacies of the national debt, but regardless of individual understanding, the reality is that every person residing in the United States is inevitably impacted by the burgeoning deficit. An often overlooked fact is that a substantial 80% of the U.S. national debt is held by the American public itself. This stands in stark contrast to the belief that foreign governments or elusive entities are the primary debt holders. Almost half of the Treasury debt is held in trust for retirement, encompassing Social Security, retirement funds, and pension funds. This means that both current and future generations would bear the brunt of any adverse consequences if the U.S. were to default on its debt obligations. The intricacies of the national debt involve two distinct types: public debt and intergovernmental debt. While the former is held by individuals, foreign governments, and corporations, the latter is essentially the government owing money to itself through various agencies. Intergovernmental debt, managed by the United States Treasury, involves entities such as the Federal Reserve, Social Security, and other government agencies. This intricate web of borrowing between government entities underscores the complex nature of the national debt. Notably, the Social Security Trust Fund plays a pivotal role, lending extra funds to other agencies as its revenue exceeds immediate needs. On the other hand, public debt, the more widely discussed facet, is held by a diverse array of investors. Individuals, foreign governments, and corporations collectively hold nearly $30 trillion of the national debt, making it a matter of broad concern. Digging into the specifics, the breakdown of public debt ownership reveals a multifaceted landscape. The Federal Reserve holds approximately 35% of the public debt, with mutual funds owning 15%. Depository institutions, state and local governments, pension funds, and insurance companies contribute to the remaining ownership percentages. Notably, 22% of the public debt is in the hands of various corporations and individuals, further emphasizing the widespread impact and involvement of different sectors of the economy. Foreign holdings play a substantial role in the U.S. national debt scenario, with foreign governments and private investors collectively holding around 30% of the publicly held debt. Noteworthy is the fact that 5 countries account for nearly half of all foreign-owned U.S. debt, with Japan, China, and the United Kingdom leading the pack. Over the decades, the U.S. has increasingly depended on foreign lenders to finance its federal debt, evolving from a mere 5% in the 1970s to a substantial 30% by 2022. This growing reliance on external sources raises questions about the stability and sustainability of such a financial arrangement. The dynamics of foreign governments holding U.S. debt have witnessed shifts in recent years. While the U.S. debt has been a staple in international markets, there's a discernible trend of foreign governments diversifying away from holding massive amounts of U.S. debt. Notably, China, despite being a significant holder, has been actively reducing its holdings and turning its attention to alternative assets, such as gold, for reserve purposes. The same trend is observable with Saudi Arabia, indicating a growing unease among foreign investors. The increasing U.S. deficit, coupled with geopolitical tensions and the emergence of alternative investments, has sparked concerns among foreign holders about the safety and reliability of U.S. debt. Now, as we delve into the intricacies of the U.S. national debt, it's imperative to recognize the interconnectedness of these financial matters with everyday lives. The decisions made at the government level, whether it's spending, investing, or sending funds overseas, have a tangible impact on the economic well-being of individuals. The consequences of a default or any adverse scenario in managing the national debt would reverberate across generations, affecting not only current but also future citizens. As we navigate through these complex economic waters, it's crucial for everyday Americans to engage in discussions about the national debt. Your insights, questions, and perspectives contribute to a more informed public discourse. Leave a comment above and share your thoughts on how the U.S. national debt affects you, your concerns, or questions about the intricacies of this financial landscape. In conclusion, the United States national debt is not a distant concern but an integral part of the economic fabric that influences the daily lives of its citizens. Understanding the nuances of who holds the debt, the role of foreign entities, and the potential consequences of a growing deficit is essential for informed citizenship. Join the conversation, stay informed, and be part of the dialogue shaping the economic future of the nation. Disclaimer: the information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial or investment advice. The views and opinions expressed in this content are those of the author and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any agency or organization.